When I think about why I became so obsessed with sharp blades, I think it actually began in my childhood. When I was a little boy, one of my daily tasks was cutting fresh grass to feed our cow. At that time, the cow was one of the most valuable parts of our farm, essential for work and daily life. I would go out to the field carrying a sickle and a bag of for cut grass. Even as a child, I remember enjoying the feeling of a sharp blade moving cleanly through the grass. The sound, the resistance of the cut, and even the fresh smell of the grass itself. Without realizing it, I think it was the beginning of my fascination with blades and cutting. Many years later, when I started working with Japanese knives and sushi, I recognized that same feeling again, the quiet satisfaction of a perfectly clean cut. For centuries, Japanese blacksmiths developed steels originally inspired by sword making, mainly used by samurai. In sushi, the knife is not just a tool, it becomes an extension of chef's hand. The steel determines sharpness, edge retention, sharpening feel, and even texture of the fish. Traditional sushi knives are commonly made from two major carbon steels, white steel and blue steel. White steel, known as shirogami, is extremely pure, incredibly sharp, and loved for its smooth sharpening feel. Blue steel, aogami, contains additional alloys for longer edge retention and durability. Modern sushi chefs often prefer stainless steels for busy service environment. Ginsan, also known as silver steel, offers a traditional sharpening feel with rust resistance. VG10 and powered steels such as SG2 provides exceptional edge retention with low maintenance. The best steel is not always the most expensive. The right knife depends on your technique, maintenance, sharpening skill, and purpose. In the next section, we will explore the different knife shapes used in traditional sushi preparation. I want to introduce four types of Japanese knives commonly used in sushi making. This is a Yanagiba sashimi knife. The Yanagiba is the classic sushi knife. It has a long blade, single bevel edge, and extremely sharp tip. The purpose is slicing sashimi, slicing sushi toppings, and making long, smooth cut. The goal is to cut fish in one clean pulling motion. It is better not to saw back and forth. This is Deba. Deba is fish butchery knife. The Deba is thick and heavy, and its purpose is breaking down whole fish, removing head, cutting through small bones. Despite its weight, it is still a precision knife. A Deba is not a cleaver, never twist or force the blade. This is Usuba, vegetable knife. The Usuba is designed for vegetables, and the purpose is katsuramuki, ultra-thin slicing, decorative cuts. Japanese cuisine places huge importance on vegetable presentation. This knife allows extremely delicate work. This is gyuto. The gyuto is similar to Western chef's knife. Even the best Japanese knife will eventually become dull. A knife is only as good as its edge, and sharpening is one of the most important skills a chef can learn. Today, let's briefly look at how to choose whetstones and some important basics of sharpening. Japanese whetstones are graded by grit numbers. Lower numbers are coarser and remove metal more aggressively. Higher numbers are finer and used for refining and polishing the edge. For example, a coarse stone around 200 to 800 is mainly used for repairing damaged or extremely dull knives. A medium stone around 1000 to 3000 is mostly commonly used range for regular sharpening and maintenance. In fact, for many people, include myself, a good 1000 stone is enough for everyday use. Higher grit finishing stones, such as 5000 or above, are used to refine and polishing the edge further, especially for sushi and sashimi knives, where extremely clean cuts are important. But sharpening is not only about the stone itself. The most important thing is consistency. Keeping a stable angle and even pressure matters far more than sharpening quickly. Many beginners push too hard, but sharpening should not be forced. Let the stone do the work. Another important part of sharpening is creating a burr, a tiny fold of metal formed at the edge of the blade. This tells you the edge is actually being sharpened properly. In Japanese kitchen, sharpening is not simply maintenance. It becomes part of understanding the knife itself. Over time, you begin to feel the steel, the angle, and even the feedback from the stone. For many chefs, sharpening becomes almost meditative. Include myself. In this episode, we explored the basics of traditional Japanese knives, the different types of sushi knives, the steels and the materials used to make them, whetstones, sharpening, and the importance of maintaining a proper edge. As we continue this sushi making journey together, I believe understanding your knives is just as important as understanding your ingredients. I would say the Yanagiba is probably the most essential to have for anyone serious about sushi and sashimi preparation. But more important than buying expensive knives is learning how to care for them properly, sharpening, maintaining, and respecting the blade over time. Because in the end, a knife becomes more than just a tool. It becomes part of your hands. In the next episode, before we actually begin making sushi, we will talk about the essential tools and ingredients needed for the sushi journey ahead.